What's up everybody, welcome to Money Management channel. My name is Andrei and today I'm gonna be doing an update on MMTLP and FINRA saga.
I got the cash in the bag, stadium packed, born a rock star in this life, gonna live it up.
And guys, for today's video I have basically just couple of news. I will explain you both of them in details. And I have to say that both of them are huge, but not both of them are so positive. That is why, guys, without further ado, let's get started, but first of all, just hit the like button and drop me a line in the comment section. So, let me begin today's video with this tweet. We are in this saga for more than 600 days, and Timeless Team, the person who had $200,000 limit order to sell MMTLP shares with the status of too late to cancel, and this person didn't receive his money. And he wrote just 13 hours ago, MMTLP, today marks 600 days short any investigation on FINRA. 600 days FINRA admitted short positions in MMTLP have not been closed out. 600 days since FINRA short thousands of MMTLP investors 2 days of trading. 600 days short a resolution for us all. And unfortunately, it is unprecedented actions and unprecedented case that was opened by market makers back in 2022 is still on the table on the company that is basically private company, and it violates a lot of rules. So guys, let's continue with the main news of today's video. First of all, Junk Savvy wrote this. Basil law firm files response in Intercoastal Waterways versus Trade Station Southern District of Florida RICO case. Opposition to nominal defendant filed to FINRA's motion to dismiss. Response to Trade Station's motion to compel arbitration still pending. Plaintiff response 1. FINRA is properly named as a nominal defendant to this action. 2. This court holds personal jurisdiction over FINRA. And 3. Plaintiff failure to state a claim against FINRA is irrelevant as FINRA is a nominal party. Original filing can be found in the chat of the breaking news post below. Responses and other documents can be viewed via Federal Court Pacer System case locator. And here's the case number. Account required, charges apply. And guys, let me show you more details in regards to this case and how it might affect our community in general. Let me show you first of all that Mark Basil is still posting a couple of tweets in regards to this update. And I have to say that recently he mentioned that he will not do any updates at all, but he still mentioned MMTLP community. Nevertheless, let's continue with the Phoenix tabloid tweets, and this person has a lot of experience in reading and finding the details in this type of documents. That is why, guys, the following information will be from his point of view. And let me quote to this. Breaking, the file is out on Anatrades versus Trade Station and FINRA. Says plaintiff does not allege any cause of action for liability against FINRA and does not seek relief from FINRA. They say FINRA is listed because FINRA has a technical connection to the dispute. And by the way, all his tweets has the screenshots of the document with the highlighted information that he basically mentioned in his tweet. Let me go to further. Factual claim number 1. FINRA assigned ticker symbol MMTLP on behalf of an unidentified broker using outdated and incorrect information. Factual claim number 2. FINRA improperly modified MMTLP corporate action prior to the U3 halt. False FINRA for not properly warning the retail investors about trading halt and giving them false hope that they would regain their last 2 trading days. Next one. Alleges intimate conflicting connection between Trade Station and FINRA because Trade Station's compliance officer sits on the FINRA committee, is a panelist in disciplinary proceedings. Because of that, plaintiff contend that FINRA is not a neutral party in this dispute and implies that they should be exempt from mandatory FINRA arbitration clause. One thing I'm not sure is that they argue TradeStation's admission to over-lending MMTLP shares. I haven't seen a single evidence of TradeStation over-lending and would appreciate if anyone could provide. And guys, this statement is quite questionable because TradeStation admitted themselves that they don't have shares to cover short positions in order to transfer shares to ST. But nevertheless, let's move forward. It argues that there is an industry-wide coordination and discrete regulatory handling of MMTLP situation and that there is a collusion undermining fair process. It will be quite the scene if MMTLP is the cause of the collapse of multi-trillion-dollar financial industry. They are challenging FINRA's assertion that FINRA does not own or operate a stock market or execute securities transactions on behalf of customers. They say FINRA is misleading here because they collect NBBO, LUDL, LULD, pricing brands, SSR, and regulatory holds, among others. 1. Says FINRA is properly named as a nominal defendant because they are named third party to the agreements. Says because they are an arbiter, they shouldn't be included. Again, guys, without any comments, but it is also quite debatable. Also says FINRA is named as nominal defendant because FINRA cannot act as an unbiased arbiter due to their intimate relationship with TradeStation. Calls FINRA revision of MMTLP's corporate action as unlawful, but they don't seem to be citing which law FINRA broke. And guys, again, unlawful because of the violation of Rule 6490. And I have to say that, for example, RareDD explained it perfectly well in his due diligence, and he added a lot of documents. But again, let's continue with Finex tabloid tweets. But they argue that FINRA revised MMTLP corporate actions without the consent or asking approval from MMAT. Says FINRA was aware of fraudulent market activity and didn't do anything about it. Also false, FINRA do not forcing brokers to cover shorted shares. Guys, I have to say that FINRA is a supervisor that has an obligation to take a closer look on any potential suspicious activity, and FINRA has to force the market makers to close their short positions because MMTLP, as a publicly traded company, again, it was publicly tradable because of the violation of another rule that happened back in 2021. But in 2022, publicly tradable shares were exchanged for the shares of private company. And according to the FINRA's own rules, private company cannot be shorted. So, let me quote you further. They say FINRA should have known that a massive fraud was happening because the House of Representatives wrote a letter to them. And guys, Congress wrote a letter that was signed by 74 members because they found out the misleading information and basically false statements from authorities in regards to U3 halt that was implemented by FINRA. And no one explained why did they do it, and neither FINRA nor SEC do nothing in order to solve this issue. So, says FINRA's failure to state a claim motion to dismiss should be rejected because they don't have a state claim to a nominal party. Because they are not alleging any liability against FINRA, it's unnecessary, they say. However, a Florida federal judge has a personal jurisdiction over FINRA because their activities affected plaintiff, a Georgia limited liability company within the state of Florida. Due to above reasons, the plaintiff says that they have no intention of amending its complaint. In conclusion, the plaintiff argues that 65,000 people are hurting. Congressional efforts have been sidestepped by FINRA, and various lawsuits filed by MMTLP holders have been silenced and dismissed. And guys, I think Phoenix Tabloid is definitely a very clever person, but don't you think that he is a little bit biased towards the position that this lawsuit will not lead us to any results? I think it is debatable, but still, we have to know every possible point of view that might be important for us. On top of that, guys, let me show you that another quite important news that everyone was anticipating for is this one. NextBridge Hydrocarbons files 10Q for Q1 of 2024. And I have to say that this document is quite interesting, but I want to pay attention to some scary parts. So first of all, going concern, you can find it on the page 11, and let me quote it for you. At March 31st, 2024, the company had not yet achieved profitable operations. The company had a net loss of $876,813 for the 3 months ended March 31st, 2024. The company expects to incur further losses in the development of its business. The company had a working capital deficit as of March 31st of 2024 of $47,630,690. These conditions raise substantial doubt about the company's ability to continue as a going concern. On top of that, guys, let me show you another, not the best part, I would say. So, on page 15, you can find this paragraph. The company had no proved reserve value associated with our properties as of March 31st of 2024. This means, guys, we have potentially another problem. First of all, we know that Orogrande Basin is one of the biggest oil and gas basins in the United States territory. But this part of the Orogrande Basin has some tricky geological issues. And I don't know what is the reason of this, but for more than 1 year, NextBridge Hydrocarbon cannot prove their reserves of oil and gas on their properties. And that is why, guys, they still cannot make any money, any sales of oil and gas assets. On top of that, they cannot sell these properties in order to cover their losses and in order to have some extra cash to pay dividends for the original TRCH shareholders that they intended to do, I guess, a couple of years ago when the merger of TRCH and MMAT was announced. So let me show you that quite interesting update from investor Turf. You know that basically Doug Sifo, the CEO of Vertu Financials, is also quite a tricky person, and he stated in his Twitter account that there is no short positions, naked short positions at all on the market. And let me quote what did investor Turf write. Douglas Sifo, CEO of Vertu Financial, has not only been harassing retail investors on Twitter, but is also using lawyers to sell frivolous cease and desist letters. This is a bullying tactic commonly employed by predatory Wall Street institutions. And guys, I have to say that it is not the best behavior from one side of the conflict, and definitely we have this conflict in between retail investors and major market makers. Unfortunately, it is very difficult for us to win this battle because for obvious reasons we don't have so much money as, for example, Doug Sifo or Ken Griffin have, because we are not a billionaires and we cannot collect so much money to hire best possible lawyers to solve at least couple of problems of our case. And guys, for now, we are witnessing that we are about to see the third problem of MMTLP case. Let me remind you that the first problem was a potential pump and dump scheme that was performed by former CEOs of MMAT and MMTLP companies by George Palikors and John Burda. This question is debatable, and guys, this question doesn't relate to the major problem of the MMTLP U3 half. And the second problem, as I mentioned just a couple of seconds ago, is this illegal U3 halt and the implementation of this U3 halt by FINRA. And FINRA violated their own rules when they did it, and we don't have any type of steps towards the resolution of this problem for more than 600 days. And the third problem, guys, for now the third problem is following. It is definitely the proved resource of oil and gas on the properties of next bridge hydrocarbons in Orogrande Basin. And this might be another issue that might lead us to the dead end. Because even if we have 2 additional days of trading, but the oil and gas reserves in the properties of next bridge hydrocarbons is still 0, in this case, these 2 days of trading will not help us at all. Unfortunately, but it is sad reality. And guys, definitely my today's video is not the best in terms of the news, but we have to know everything in order to make our conclusion and in order to know what might be the next step towards the resolution. And guys, let me tell you my personal story. I have a wife and 2 children aged 11 and 15, as well as a small dog. After 30 years of living in Russia near the Baikal Lake, we decided to move. Now we reside in Serbia. Although I don't own any MMTLP shares, I invest a lot of time creating daily MMTLP videos. I have been doing this every day without days off and holidays for more than 1.5 years. Now I wish to buy back this time from my family, from my children. We've agreed that I will ask the MMTLP community to support me, and I will give all the money to the children. Therefore, if you believe that I am providing useful content for you and wish to support me, you can join my Patreon account. For $5 a month, I will add your name to my list of supporters if you wish. Thank you in advance. The link you can find in the description below. So, I think that's all information that I want to provide you. If you like my video, please hit the like button and subscribe to my channel. And see you guys and girls next time. Bye!
I got the cash in the bag, stadium packed. Born a rock star in this life, gonna live it up on the attack. Baby, I'm bad, I just wanna get caught up in this life. I'm crazy, I'm mad, doing no cap. Only God wants you.